Hey, it's Rob, and I just realized, popped into my head this morning, that I've never actually made a video featuring and discussing my baby, my number one, and here she is. This is a 1967 Fender, I assume to be an Esquire guitar. Pretty rare guitar. Of course, somebody had to go and refinish it about 16 times over the last 30 years, making it not really worth all that much at all. But in a way, I think that was good because my devaluation of this guitar in the name of experimentation kind of, you know, took a lot of the motivation away from me to actually sell it, which at some points I have considered when I've needed some funds, but here it is, still here after all these years. So, like I said, this is my pick on the floor, and this is a 1967 Fender that I picked up at a place called Bay State Vintage Guitars down the street from Berkeley in an office building. I'm sure they are long gone by now, but I paid the princely sum of $750 for this guy of my parents' money. Thanks, Mom and Dad, but got a lot of use out of it over the last, how many years? 32 years now going. I bought it in May of 1988. I've even got a picture here of the day that I picked it up. It's an interesting guitar. When I bought it, it was totally stock, totally original, with the exception of the headstock here, which had been altered because the actual name of the guitar had been scraped off. So it literally just said Fender, and that was it. Didn't say Telecaster, Esquire, didn't say anything. Now, thinking about it over all these years, and you can see by this point I've replaced it and put a Telecaster logo back on there like it probably should have had back in the day if it were a Telecaster, but I don't believe this is. I think this is an actual Esquire 1 pickup guitar. And my reasoning is that when the guy took sandpaper, actually more like a chisel because it was actually indented, sandpaper, chisel, whatever, to the headstock, when he scraped off the logo, this divot that it left was curved. And the Esquire logo is curved. The Telecaster logo, as you can see, is straight. So it actually curved, which makes me and it was shorter. So it makes me think it was an Esquire guitar, not a Telecaster. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, an Esquire is simply a one pickup version of the Telecaster. It's the same body, same everything. There's even the cutout of, where you would put the pickup under the pick guard, but it's just a one pickup guitar. I have now taken it back to what I believe to be its roots, and you can see there is only one pickup in it now. My other reason for thinking this was an Esquire, and there's no way to tell by serial numbers or anything like that, is that the entire guitar was totally original. Matter of fact, things were falling apart about it. The switch tip here, where you select the pickups, had been glued back together. I mean, the guy was just super cheap. Didn't spend a penny on this thing. Beat it up to crap, and just out of the box. I don't think ever messed with it, did anything to it, except that one pickup here, which used to belong in this hole here, was added on. It was a different pickup with different wiring, etc. So between those two things, and again, no way to prove it, but I believe this was originally a Fender Esquire, not a Telecaster. Let's see if you can see in here the pattern of wear on the neck. It was like that when I got it. And the interesting thing about this guitar is clearly this guy only played in A. Take a look under the G string, the A is worn out. Take a look at that first inversion there, the B, the C. It is all the entire A blues scale up and down the neck, worn out on this neck. That is the only place that it's worn out. So it's interesting. When I got it, had the original finish. The original finish was disgusting. I mean, people say it's cool, don't ever touch it, whatever, and I'm sure that would have been the case. But it literally had like baked in cigarette smoke from playing in bars or whatever. It looked like someone sneezed on the guitar. It looked awful. It never looked cool to me, even though it was original and whatever. I believe also it was originally Olympic white, again, making it a very rare guitar. Back in its day, it was very white under the pickguard and very yellowed around here from the bar use and everything that it had seen in the just about 20 years. It was 20 years old when I bought it. But wherever it had been and whatever it had done, it had seen some use. So I believe this is originally an Olympic white Esquire, and now that I've kind of returned it back more or less to its roots. As you can see, it's just a great sounding, great playing guitar. I mean, it's always from day one just played really well. It's been refretted once over the years. I've had a new nut put on it. It just plays in tune. It just sounds good. You really just can't argue with it. It's just a great sounding playing guitar with a big chunky neck. I've always loved it. Besides that, of course, you know, you can play more rock and roll stuff on it, even with the one pickup here. And you know, you can do pretty much anything you need to do on a guitar just with this one pickup here. What's the deal with the Esquire versus the Telecaster as far as the wiring is concerned? I put in an original, more or less, Esquire wiring circuit. I've rewired this guitar multiple times. Multiple times. Right now, it is basically mimicking what the guitar would have had originally. They may not be in the right positions. I don't remember. I've heard some back and forth on that. But anyway, down here in the first position, right here, what I have now is the tone control active. No tone. Here's your tone. On the Esquire, another position, which happens to be the middle position of this one, is exactly the same, but no tone. So the tone does nothing. Back in the day when they were trying to get guitars to do a lot of different things, this is what would be like a bass rhythm position. They actually call it a cocked wah, which just means that the tone control is maybe set in the middle or something and locked off. Again, tone control doesn't work here at all. And it's just supposed to be a jazzy, bassy kind of thing, just to be, you know, comping jazz chords along. Whatever, but it's not a very good sound. Nothing I would ever use. I pretty much just leave it in the first position there, where I can use the tone control if need be. Which I never do. I don't even mess with the controls at all. So what is still original on this guitar? Well, paint, obviously not original. Like I said, I had refinished it. I don't know how many times. It was blue. It was black once. It was like a stained red color once. I don't know. I had just decided for whatever reason that this was the guitar I wanted to experiment on, which was pretty stupid, but hey, I was young and naive. So paint, obviously not original, but I got a very nice Olympic white paint job maybe 15 years ago, and it's really yellowed very nicely. I know they put some kind of chemical or something in there that the guy told me that over time it would yellow a bit, and it certainly has. I've got a mint green pickguard that goes on there with it. Think it looks nice. Neck, other than the frets and the nut being redone probably 20 years ago, all original. These guitars don't have a skunk stripe on the back. They are what's called maple cap, again, making it even more rare because they only did that for a couple of years. So they put the truss rod in from the top and they put a layer of maple over the top of that. Headstock logo has all been replaced a couple times, actually. I'm trying to remember what I did. I did the Telecaster first, and then I ended up sanding it down again and just doing the Fender as well. And then I believe I added on the bottom those little serial number things. I don't know if you can see them. There's little numbers under the Fender because it wasn't there originally, so I've messed with this quite a few times. The back of the neck here, if you can see it, is all crazed, and the finish has just degraded over time. Tuning pegs, machine heads, still all original. Fender F, original neck plate with the serial number. Of course, body is all original. It's never been cut up or anything like that. The bridge is all original as well. Pickups, I've had multiple different pickup setups over the years. I had, what did I have in there? I had a Fralin right here at one point, which was really nice, but the Fralin doesn't have a cover and the strings kept getting stuck under the edge of it. Fralin sounded great, but it's been pulled out, and I've tried like 3 or 4 different things. I had like a humbucker rail pickup here at one point. I have settled on a Fender noiseless, and that's kind of where I'm leaving it. I am no longer interested in messing with this guitar at all in any way, and just leaving it be. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. Made an appearance in all the bands I've been in over the years, a lot of studio work. Made an appearance even at my wedding. I got to play it at my wedding. So yeah, it's seen quite a bit of use, and just a stable, nice, good sounding, great playing guitar. It's just the guitar that feels right to me. No matter, I'll go through phases where it'll sit in the case for 2 or 3 months, but once I pull it out, like I've done today, it's like, yep, this is the guitar. I can't argue with it. I think the strap is even the same thing that I put on there after the first couple of weeks that I bought it. So strap has been on there for a long time as well. I don't know what else to tell you about this guitar. So knock on wood, I've been able to hang on to it all these years, and no plans of getting rid of it at this point. It is staying with me.